LTA Nation, welcome back. I am your host, Big Bright. Welcome to Let's Talk About It, LTA for short, the podcast where we invest in self-growth and explore the intricacies of relationships and help you navigate the journey of love. I am your host, and today we are going back to the default format, which is talking about relationships and personal things, personal growth, but mostly relationships today. So we're going to talk about dating in 2024. Yeah, so grab a drink and let's talk about it. Yeah, dating in 2024. Dating by itself is quite, I think nowadays is really, really bad. But dating somebody, going out with a total stranger, building something out of thin air. It's quite, it's a lot. And it's a big thing. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Unfortunately, I don't think people take themselves as seriously as we used to, or our parents used to, or maybe our grandparents used to. Nobody takes themselves, or let's say we don't take each other as seriously as we should. And because of social media and all the access that we have to each other, we take a lot of things for granted. Human interaction, we take it for granted. Building like real bonds, we take it for granted. Working on ourselves, we take that for granted. Nowadays, because of social media, everybody's just looking at what the next person is doing and comparing ourselves to the next person. And we just want to look in a certain way, rather than focusing on being real. Like, I've worked in the nightlife. I worked in like several clubs and bars and things like that. And a lot of times when I had to check IDs, for example, people, especially girls, mostly girls, I never had a guy saying that. They used to say things like, don't look at the picture. That picture looks awful. Like, I can see you in person. You know that I can see you, right? You're standing right in front of me. Your picture doesn't mean anything because I can see you. I'm looking right at you. I can see you. Why are you worried about a picture? Nowadays, it's crazy. It's like everybody cares about putting a certain image out. I think that a lot of girls, especially when they're playing the long haul, when they're playing the long game, they go through like a phase of like, first of all, they definitely gonna stalk you. So, you better get used to that. They definitely gonna look into your social imprint. I'm glad I don't have any. I have media outlet, which is YouTube. It's a media outlet. It's not social media, but I don't have a personal social media, which I don't want to. It's not something that I'm into, but yeah, I love YouTube. Anyway, I digress. They're gonna look into your social imprint. They're definitely gonna try to look into your life before they even talk to you on that level, which is crazy because first of all, that defeats the purpose. Second, it takes the fun out of meeting and getting to know somebody. Instead of asking questions to that person, you go and stalk that person. You go and check like that person's background and make your own assumptions without knowing anything, because everything has a context. So that's crazy. That's why that's one of the reasons why I really, 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 really despise social media, to be honest with you. I don't think that we use it right. But a lot of girls, when they're doing the long haul thing, they go into phases. So they either know you in person or get to know you, met you through someone. Then they want to text. then you might, get into calling, and, like the third base is like, what is it, FaceTime? And then you guys start like doing things in person. That is absolutely bananas, bro. If you go through that process, man, you wasting your time. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. But some girls actually go through that process. And obviously they use that as a defensive mechanism. Any intelligent person would see what she's doing. Guys, I think we're a bit more organic. We're not really fussed about a lot of things, but we want to get in there. We want to get to know you. We want to, especially if a guy likes a woman, he just wants to be in her life throughout, everywhere, all the time. And I don't think a lot of women understand that. Social media definitely destroyed relationships, marriages, the connection between men and women. Dating in 2024 is crazy. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about it because that's what we do in this channel. And I'm going to give you some pointers throughout. So stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? You have the music in the background, relaxing. So relax. Yeah. I'm going to start from a perspective from a guy's perspective. I don't have social imprint. However, I'm that type of person. I can build a connection out of thin air with anyone. You know what I'm saying? So I never had that problem, and I'm grateful. I'm not the guy that doesn't get any. I'm not the guy that's depressed because being single for 5 years. I'm not that guy, and I'm grateful for that. That's cool. But I understand that a lot of people struggle with dating. I'll say anyone between 19 and 32, 34, they struggle with dating. But, it has different levels. So I'll say from 19 to like 23, they go through different experience compared to a person that is a quarter of a century old, all the way through to their 30s. Okay, that sounds like it's really old, but like from 25 to like 30, they go through a different stage, and then from 30 to like 40, they go through another stage. So there's different stages in dating in 2024, 2023. We just left 2023, but nowadays there's different stages in dating. And then you have to count with, obviously, demographic. Obviously, I just mentioned you have to count with ethnicity. You have to count with culture. You have to count with like the religious side of it. I don't think that religion should be a deterrent, that it should deter you from being with somebody that you like. I don't think any of these things should, as long as the person is of age. But I think that, as a man, you shouldn't really care about that, but you should stick to someone that is mature. Now, when I say mature, I'm not talking about old. I know 19-year-olds that are doing a master's degree right now, and I know 40-year-olds that are straight bums living at their parents' house. So age is not a sign of maturity. Experience is a sign of maturity. When you experience something, you learn, you go through experience, you go through pain. Pain, equals to growth, and it builds character. So pain builds character, and building character, pushes you to grow, in that order. So then obviously you gain maturity. You need to, I'll say, if you're 25, if you're a guy and you're 25 and you want to build something solid with someone, look for a woman that is over 22, because you're just not gonna be lucky to find somebody that will be on the same page. Now, honestly, I don't think that guys should get into serious relationships. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Guys should not get into serious relationships before they're 28, 27, 28. Don't do it before then. Definitely check your Make sure that you focus on your career, your objectives, your goals, travel, but this is across the board for both men and women, and have some experiences before you get into a serious relationship. Now, with girls, to me personally, is a little bit different. I think that girls should look for guys that are at least 5 to 6 years older than them, at least, because if you're a 22-year-old woman, right? If you're a 22-year-old woman and you're looking to build something from now with a guy, right? You're not going to get a 22 or 23 or 24-year-old because he's not on the same wavelength. He's not on the same frequency. At that age, I'm telling you, he's trying to slay. All right? He's not trying to see whatever this family and, he's not. And some guys say they are. A man will tell you anything that you need to hear to get it. You guys need to understand that. And it's not even the case that he's like lying, like he's being like nefarious. I'm gonna lie to her to get it. He's just vibing with you, and he's going to agree. But as soon as he gets like to the end zone and he does whatever he needs to do, it's like he's gonna get it out of his system. I promise you, as a guy, I'm telling you, when you go through the deed and you get it done, there's a period of time where it's like you have a moment of clarity. You come to your senses and be like, oh, actually, I feel different now. And if you're 22, don't start building with a 20, 24, 25-year-old. It's not, he's not, trust me, it's not going to be long term. I promise you that. If you're 22, you got to look to a 27, 28. He's closer to, I've done this. I had my run. I graduated already. I'm looking into this job right here. All I need now is a girlfriend, nice girlfriend. Somebody that's always also on the same wavelength as me, and she's trying to do this, and we're going to do it together. A 24-year-old, absolutely, unequivocally, don't do that. Absolutely not. Now, exceptions don't make rules. I'm not saying that you can't find it. A lot of people like to talk about, but my ex. No. Exceptions don't make rules. And a lot of people don't understand that life hits you like a ton of bricks. Whatever you're planning today, right? It's a joke for tomorrow. Whatever you're planning today is just a joke for tomorrow. It's not guaranteed that it's going to happen, especially with us humans being so volatile. It's a joke for tomorrow. So all of this that you're planning, you have to have resolve. You have to have self-sacrifice, perseverance. You have to stand your ground. At 24, 25, it's much easier to just quit and start over because you have that thing in your mind. Oh yeah, I'm young, I can still make it. Everybody does. We all have it. Oh, I'm still young, I can still make it. The fact of the matter is, it is true to a certain extent, but time creeps. It creeps very slowly to some people, very fast to some other people, depending on your lifestyle. If you're trying to build something serious with a man, you're 22, 23, look at least 6 years older than you. You're not gonna, I'm telling you, that's what I recommend. And if it's a guy, wait until you're like late 20s, early 30s, and then look at a woman that is like, 22, 23, 24. She knows what she wants. She acts mature. You know what I'm saying? She's got a dad around or a father figure that can give her good advice. Then that's the one you want to go for. Then you have several levels of dating, really. Some people go on dating apps, never been, never will, despise it, look down on it. Again, I know some people got married out of it. Most people that get married through dating apps, first of all, it's a very low percentage, so I need people to understand this. It's like a unicorn. Second, exceptions don't make rules, and most people that get married most people that are on dating apps are actually just deviants. They're just looking for, you guys know what. And some people are actually serious about it, but that's because they're desperate. That's because society tells you that you need to check somebody's pictures first. No, the person is in front of you. Check their face. I'm in front of you and you asking me for some pictures. What are you talking about? I'm in front of you right now. Like, look at me. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's talk. Let's conversate. Feel my energy. I feel your energy. Let me pick your brain. Let me see where your maturity is at. You know what I'm saying? Your life experience and all that. Do you know what I mean? So dating apps, I do not recommend dating apps for anyone ever under any circumstances. Forget about that. I don't recommend you getting a girlfriend out of a nightclub or a rave. Definitely not a rave. Because anyone that has ever either worked at a rave or been to a rave, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And one might say, okay, right, so the same people that go to raves, are they not the same people that go to different places? To a certain extent, yes. But people that go to raves are specific type of people. First of all, everybody knows there's a lot of drugs at raves. A lot of drugs. Automatically, you don't want to be with somebody that abuses drugs, because Class A and Class B drugs really, really, really change your psyche. They really change who you are. I don't know. Alcohol is the most common drug and is sponsored by the government. I understand that. But Class A and Class B drugs are life-changing, both short time and long time. It's really bad. And that's not the type of burden that you want to have. Let's say you mid-20s, late 20s, or early 30s. You don't want to get into anything with anyone that uses from the Class A or Class B. It could be coke, I'm not going to say it, but you know which ones are Class A and Class B. The most common one that people do is Class B. It's prescription drugs, right? And Mary J, like pot. Now, a lot of people use pot. A lot of people they use pot. They use it on a regular basis. I do not recommend, obviously, any type of drugs, anything that will alter your mood, your psyche. Now, pot is the type of drug that will make you paranoid. If you're already an overthinker, the last thing that you should be doing is using drugs. And a lot of people say, oh no, it's an herb, and there's a lot of things that are herbs, but they kill you. Not all mushrooms are good, as we know. Do you know what I mean? There's some weeds out there. They're poison. Do you take those? No. So that argument is retarded. It's stupid. That argument doesn't make any sense. It's a stupid argument. There are good things and bad things in everything. You should not do anything that will alter your mood, because that's not you. That's not you. So when you're dating, you should definitely look for somebody that is as stable as possible, somebody that has no addictions. And I'm talking about unicorns here, because what I'm talking about almost doesn't exist. But that's what you need to, everybody needs to aim for the highest possible and then compromise as you go. So you aim for the top, and then, you can't get maybe this first, the second, or the third, but you looking at the fifth, there's a level of compromise that you obviously, you need to be aware of. But, you should definitely look for someone that is not worse than you, so you guys can improve together, or you can learn something with that person. If you meet a girl that has everything together, she's got her life together, she's from a good family, she goes out every now and then, but not all the time. She drinks socially, but she doesn't smoke cigarettes, she doesn't use drugs. And she's nice and kind to you. Maybe she's not the prettiest, but she's got a tight body, she goes to the gym. That is someone that you need to consider in a long-term relationship, 100%. Absolutely. Especially if she's willing to compromise and she's talking to you and she's listening to you. Or let's say that she's got a business that doesn't involve OF or anything that has to do with the sex industry. That's even better. That means that she's smart. It's time for you to maybe learn with her. Do you know what I mean? So put your ego aside and listen to what she's got to say. That's good. And if it's the other way around, even better, right? Because as you know, a man is supposed to be in the position of leadership, and that's how we always done it, and that's how it should be. Now, every man in their household is an alpha. It doesn't mean that he needs to be an alpha outside of the house, but every man in their household, in his household, he should be an alpha. Now, I think that as a king, you need to let your queen rule, and you only overturn decisions that you need to overturn, because at the end of the day, you're the one putting in the work, and you have that ability to give your life for everybody, and that's the mindset you should have. But sometimes you got to put your ego aside, and if the girl that you meet has her stuff together, listen to her, learn with her. That's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna upgrade you. And if you're looking for a good relationship, you need to understand that, you know what I'm saying, like the person that you're looking for, the person that you should be involved with, that person needs to upgrade you. You talking to somebody that says yes all the time, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? Women don't like that, right? If you're a girl and you're talking to someone that, you know what I'm saying, has ideas, back him up. Don't turn him down. Don't make fun of him. Back him up on those dreams, because that's what we are, man. We're dreamers. And you need to be with somebody that will step your game up. You know what I'm saying? If you're confused, you're ditzy, you're not focused, you do this, do that, sometimes you don't know what to do, and you meet someone that gives you good advice, that is 100% somebody that you need to keep in your life. You might not see it, but sometimes God plans things. Well, most of the time we don't see God's plan, but he's got a better plan for us every single time. I promise you. I feel frustrated sometimes. I don't get things my way, but you know what I'm saying? And then some time goes by and be like, okay, I got this, I didn't get this. Oh, but this was better. Now I see it. And with that, you start learning, and you start, you still feel nervous. You still feel like, oh, you're losing control, but God's plan is always the best plan. But you need to focus on meeting someone, curating your environment, meeting someone that will challenge you, meeting someone that will upgrade you as a man or as a woman, as an individual, as a person, as a partner, as a father, as a mother, everything, right? The person needs to be challenging, not difficult, challenging, upgrading, stimulating. So these are the things that you need to look for. Definitely, avoid people with addiction. Addiction is just a reflection of mental weakness. Somebody has a certain addiction, it means that the person has the inability of self-control. That is a major issue. That means that the person might also be quite emotional and irrational when they're making a decision. You don't want somebody like that leading. So this is for the ladies. Ladies, you definitely need to keep an eye out on guys that have addictions. And not succumbing to addiction is a major mental strength, and it shows a lot of character, because everybody can do bad things. Not doing these bad things, be like, God damn, like, that's cool. Like, how did you manage to not go this way or not go that way? Do you know what I mean? Because the person is thinking about the end game. Damn, I'm not going to do this, because if I do this, then this may happen. So let me just go this way. Do you know what I mean? Or I really want to do this, but you know what? If I do this, it might go this way, and this is a bad way to go about it, so I'm not going to go. That's mental strength. Not everyone has mental strength. People with mental strength actually are great leaders. They're very, very, very good leaders. For the guys, red flags. I can tell you a few red flags. Girls are always on their social media. That's a red flag. Girls always taking pictures. That's a red flag. Girls that are unwilling. These people are often unwilling to compromise. Major red flag. Girls that don't listen. If you come with an idea, she tries to overturn your idea or bring you a different idea rather than listening to you. Major, major red flag. Girls that say stuff like, I can't wait for the week to end or for the shift to end so I can get a glass of wine. So she's always looking for that pocket of maybe not a pocket. She's always looking for that escape. She's trying to escape reality by using substances that can take her onto a level or a state of mind that she had been before, and that gives her comfort. That is for everybody. But the fact that the person needs it, it's a major red flag. Girls that, a girl that is always out, it's a major red flag. Girls that don't, let me tell you something. When a woman likes you, she's texting you all the time. Okay? When a woman likes you, she doesn't want to do anything to push you away. Girls that don't care about your feelings, major red flag. Girls that take 4 hours to reply, unless obviously they're at work. I understand some works you can't have your phone on you. That's fine. My job is the same. That's fine. But in that case, you communicate to the person, you let the person know. The person at that point would have known that, you have certain times that during the day that you have your phone. As soon as you have a phone, you want to text her. It's the same thing with girls. Girls always have their phone on them. A girl doesn't text you for 4 hours, or she says she didn't see your text. Major red flag. Do not chase people that don't care about you. And you need to understand this. A lot of guys don't understand this. They just stay there. Like there, doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? You have a lot of qualities, man. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody. You just need to find the person that would cherish your skills or your perks or your traits that you can share with that person, and they could acknowledge, and they can cherish it. So don't waste your time or resources with people that are not on the same wavelength. They're not in the same vibration. Do you know what I mean? Like, traits that a woman should look at a guy as well. Same thing, but maybe not same thing. If a guy if he's not willing to compromise from the very beginning, that's going to be tough. You need to look for a guy that is kind. If you're talking to a guy and he's kind and he makes you feel comfortable, he makes you feel good, that is someone that you need to, keep in your life. A guy that is ambitious, that has ideas, that he's a dreamer, definitely a keeper. Dreamers are keepers. Every time, every day. Just back him up, you guys will make it. Guys that are not busy ever, unless they're already rich, it's a little bit of a red flag. I mean, what is he doing? Like, you gotta get busy. Is he going to the gym? What is he doing? He's got, even if he's got a part-time, it's okay. Maybe he's got a business on the side, that's fine. He's a hustler, that's cool. He goes to the gym. Guys that have no friends, that's a major red flag. That is a major red flag for a guy. Like, everybody has friends, man. Anyway, I will be talking about this with one of my guests. This was just to go back to what we used to talk about, which is relationships. And it's always a pleasure talking to you guys and sharing my thoughts. And stick around. We're gonna do this step by step. Today was a very light kind of episode, just putting my thoughts out there. Some people might agree, some people might not agree. If you have any questions, any ideas you'd like to elaborate, please, the email is on the description below. Let me know what you think. And as always, it has been emotional. Stay safe.